Welcome to another battle from the Napoleon Total War Winter Cup 2022, this time on Salamanca province. It's a game between Dina and Teodor, who are on attacker side here, against Silky and Goldi, who are on defender side and picked the map. On this map there are 4 hills, so everyone basically has one hill in front of him, in front of his spawn. And we have the city in the middle. The tournament organizers defined 3 winning zones for this map. One on position 1, basically here in this area. One in the middle, this forest. And one on position 2, so this forest area here. So you see all of them are rather on the attacker side, and yeah, Silky and Goldi have to get into one of those zones and last there for 40 minutes. So yeah, they obviously have to decide for an attack on all of them or on one of them or 2 of them, and they obviously decided for an attack on 2 of them. Silky wants to go for this middle area zone, as you can see on in his deployment. His main core of the army is here in the middle, and he has a garrison for the hill area to prevent prevent getting overflanked here. Goldi uh, had a smart idea here. He wants to go for this zone, and most people so far went only for this zone. So his plan is to actually push very fast on this hill from the right side, because he thinks that Theodor, who is Prussia here, has the main core of the army, or maybe all of the troops stationed here, as he does with some here, to run over to on this hill to help defending this area. So nice idea by Goldi. Unfortunately, Theodor has troops in this area, and we will see how fast he will react. But attacking one of those hills, especially on position 2, is a very, very tough task for an army. And yeah, we will see how this works out. As players, as I said, we have Dina here, and he is Portugal, so a very good nation on this map. Light infantry, especially on position 1, is very useful, and you have a good position for shootouts in this forest and on this flank, but obviously they will not play in this area here. But also here in the middle, it's very good, of course. He has 2 cavalry, 1 militia, 4 cazadores, and a lot of lines, and I think the 3-star general. Theodor brought 5 cavalry here, lancers, Brandberg, Uhlans, Tovacis, and the Freikorps. 2 light infantry here, musketeers, foot guards, 8th Life Regiment, 2 more musketeers and 2 more fusiliers, and a classic general staff. So that's the next bad thing for Goldi. Theodor even has his elite troops here in this area. Silky decided to play Spain. I don't know why exactly, since Spain is very, very bad in a shootout, and this map mainly is I mean, people mainly rely on a shootout here, since cavalry is not that good here. It's not bad, of course, to have good cavalry here, and Spain does have good cavalry, especially compared to Portugal. But yeah, Spain is a very tough nation to play in most scenarios, and especially in situations when they have an opponent who plays infantry based nations and which have good stats in shooting and have a lot of line infantry especially. That's a problem then for Spain. So he has 6 Lanceros, the best 9-star general. Fusiliers, the 2 Walloon guards, of course, and 4 lights. And Goldi has King's German Legion foot. This one is a bit better than the regular foot infantry, but yeah, a bit better in melee, not better in shooting, and has 1 more moral point, but I'm not really convinced of bringing them. He has 2 of them, light infantry here, 2 more, so he has 1 rifles hidden here, I think, which is a bit strange. Rifles are, I mean, you can bring some rifles. They are not completely useless or something, but the rules are no art for lights, and uh, yeah, you here obviously can only bring 3 light infantry by bringing 1 rifle unit, and rifles are rather defensive. They can deploy some stakes, but yeah, you have to be careful with them, and I'm not sure if rifles are the right choice for Goldi's plan here of pushing this hill. But okay, of course, when he deploys them over here, this is a nice spot for rifles. So foot guards, coldstream guards, a lot of foot infantry and Connaught Rangers, and 2 King's German Legion light dragoons, so a bit better light dragoons, and the classic general stuff. So yeah, here are the rifles. So Theodore sees obviously that Goldi goes for this hill and sends back all his troops. So he reacts quite quickly, and Dina also does. He had a lot of troops already in the middle, but he sends his cavalry and his general here as well. The bad thing for Goldi is that he has to climb his hill first, then run down into this forest, uh, go through it, and then run on this hill. So, and obviously Theodore already deployed his units here. So actually the plan already, the plan did not work before even firing a shot here. And it should, I think Goldi should have broken off his direct frontal attack and maybe tried to send units like guards here on the flank and get this forest first and then get on the hill, because attacking up this hill, which is quite tough for your troops, is not a good idea in my opinion. He also attacks over here and gets into the zone, but with only 3 units, that's kind of suicidal here against all those Prussian fusiliers and guards which are incoming. So he retreats now. Silky has some nice formation here. He has some troops here in the winning zone. Some Lanceros are in the city, but getting shot. And he has light infantry behind his double line here, who shoot above the heads of their comrades. So that's quite nice. Unfortunately, the stats of the light infantry are extremely bad, and they don't hit too much, but well, at least some. So far it's very good what Silky does here. Maybe the Walloon Guard on this side would have been better, but okay, it's quite nice here. Dina sends down his troops on his right flank, and Silky at the moment wants to defend this area and only has some light infantry in here. Goldi positioned his rifles here on the hill and is shooting at the Prussian Fusiliers. They have an extremely good or kind of good line of sight here. But he is fighting uphill with his light infantry against the Prussian light infantry and the musketeers and the foot guards. Teodor has not an optimal position at the moment because he is shooting into the forest from above, but there is the edge of the hill in the way, so he goes closer at this moment. And yeah, he's fighting downhill, which is the optimal situation. Even better than fighting from a forest against outside of the forest. So this is an excellent position Teodor has here, and Goldi has no way of winning this situation. Unfortunately, he did not retreat and try something else for the moment. And this zone also he got conquered by Teodor. I mean, he was basically standing right in front of it. Spawning. So Goldi retreated his troops with light losses here. Dina has some cazadores and light infantry double line here, line infantry double line here in the forest as well. He could have gone closer to make more damage to the weak Spanish line infantry, and he does something smart here. He positioned his double line and ordered them to shoot the Walloon Guard, which was shooting the units here, and they suffered 20 men casualties, but Silky saw it and retreated them. And Dina pushes his right, and this is something Silky should not have done. He should have stayed on the top of the hill and not gone down here, because even fighting uphill, the Portuguese line infantry will absolutely outshoot those Fusiliers. There's no Walloon Guard included here. The Walloon Guard is in reserve up here on the top, and Dina also attacks here in this small forest. There is no backup line for the light infantry. Dina perfectly sees this and attacks with his cavalry, but now he saw the Lanceros incoming to countercharge his Portuguese cavalry, so he retreats them. Unfortunately, he did not run, and so Silky was able to catch them, more or less, but he decides to charge somewhere else, and the Portuguese charged the also unprotected light infantry on this side and brings chaos here to Silky's formation. And the Lanceros get shot from the cazadores and the line infantry and the other and the militia before they did arrive. Another Lanceros is fleeing here, and the Portuguese cavalry charges again on the lights. The Walloon Guard wanted to shoot them, but were behind the hill and had to form square now. And you see that Portugal completely destroys the Spanish units over here. There's a double line here from Fusiliers and Walloon Guards, and another lancers who are threatening the flank of the Portuguese, but they have a double line lines here in the front row and another backup line here. Goldi suffers a charge from the Brandenburg Uhlans on his general and did not run away in time, but looks like he made it. No, the general died, and the foot infantry moves up to shoot the enforced squares from the musketeers. And another lancer unit is coming. The rifles got shot from the Prussian Fusiliers. That's very bad for them, because they only pay off when you use all their ammunition from all men. So when you lose men, you also lose ammunition, obviously. The light dragoons are in the Prussian ranks, but there is no real threat from the foot infantry at the moment. They are just forming up, but the musketeers are retreating. Honestly, Theodor should have had some guard unit here in the open instead of having them in the forest, where their shooting power gets a bit reduced by the forest. But the musketeers are also good here, and especially in combination with his cavalry force. And you can see that the British get completely destroyed from the better position of the Prussian army. And the next cavalry charge is incoming. Theodor also has his general nearby, so wise choice, especially for his musketeers. Unfortunately, the lancers get a good, the Connaught Rangers got a good volley on the lancers here, but the square got broken by pulling through, and he now charges the back of the British. One Lanceros cavalry is arriving to help Goldi, but there is not much to save anymore. Only the Connaught Rangers still have high numbers. All else is, and the Coldstream Guard here. All else on this flank at the moment is pretty depleted here. The Portuguese are still fighting the Fusiliers, but the Cazadores are coming over on the side. And again, nice micro from Dina. He saw that the Walloon Guard is again shooting the troops in the forest and concentrates his firepower against the Walloon Guard without getting shot. So well done by him. The rifles apparently did do some amount of damage to the Prussian Fusiliers, because they have an upgrade here. But overall, Theodor did not lose much, mainly his cavalry, while Goldi lost basically all his troops already. his King's German Legion came from this side to help his right, but the loss of his general also broke the morale of his troops, and he can't stop Theodor's forces here anymore. His foot infantry over here wanted to engage the Prussian Fusiliers, which shot the other unit over here, but Theodor saw it and retreated them. Silky retreated all his troops from his left to help strengthen his middle. The Walloon Guards are out of the game, and Dyna still has a lot of forces here. Good thing for Silky is that he still has one Lanceros. Dyna formed the square with his with this unit, but he lost. No, he wasn't able to form it with the other, and Silky does a nice job in here to get into the back of the Portuguese infantry and charge down all the small units, or at least try it, but unfortunately for him he doesn't have the firepower here anymore to support his cavalry. Goldi retreats to a position here on the hill, but he has only 4. Okay, 2 light infantry came back into the game, but only 1 line infantry on the left and 148 foot guard unit and 186 King's German Legion here on the right. Yeah, so we saw that Dyna successfully conquered. I mean, he competed for the middle zone and conquered it finally by destroying Silky's army. And Theodor destroyed Goldi's forces here on position 2. As I said, it was a nice strategy idea of Goldi, which relied hardly on the opponent going for here position 1, and he unfortunately for him this did obviously not work out, since Theodor had a garrison on this hill, and probably he should have broken off the attack, but that's quite hard to react that quickly when you have a strategy in a tournament game and you kind of rely on this one, and then you have to think about something completely different within 2 minutes. So so good game, well done by everyone. Silky did quite good, to be honest. He fought hard for this area, and for Spain he did quite some. I mean, for the matchup Spain against Portugal on this map, he did quite some damage. Goldi did not, due to his bad position here at the bottom of the hill and Theodor standing above him. So Dyna did most kills in this battle. Theodor did a lot of damage and especially had basically the main core of his army left. His foot guard did pretty good. His 8th Life Regiment did not. He hadn't in reserve. and also some musketeers were in reserve still. Yeah. So this was the last game for this year. I will see you in the next one. I mean, in the next, of course, in the next video, but also next year. So have a good time, and yeah, see you.